With a pen in one hand and a passion for social justice in the other,
Miss Urvashi, Sahni.
So my parents are actually refugees from Pakistan, then came to Pune, which is culturally so different from Punjab. So in fact, when I used to read, and I loved reading, and my father saw me, he would say, "Don't you have anything else to do?" So he married me off soon after school and then shipped off to Lucknow, which is 1,000 kilometers away. I didn't know a soul here. My husband was pretty much a stranger. And I quickly realized that now my entire survival really depended on pleasing my husband and my mother-in-law. One afternoon, my mother called me from Pune and she said, "I want you to go to Delhi immediately. Your cousin, who was at the time 24, that she's been burnt. There was a dousing of kerosene and lighting her up alive, and she died before I reached." That was the decade of dowry murders. It was never proven, but we believe it was a dowry murder, and her husband and her in-laws were responsible for this. The young women, they're all going to very good schools, private schools, and learning academically many skills, but not learning the important lesson, which even I hadn't learned, that we are equal people and we have the right to live our lives according to our own choice. I encountered Ahalyachari. She was a very senior educationist and she inspired me to start a school. Hello, my name is Urvashi Sahni, and I am the founder and the CEO of Study Hall Educational Foundation, which is based in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, India. I founded Prerna, and the goal of Prerna was to, first of all, give them an education that they've been deprived of, give them access. So it was in the afternoon, and it was very, very low priced, as little as 10 rupees a month. I developed what I called a critical feminist pedagogy. Critical feminist pedagogy helps to develop a feminist consciousness in girls and boys both. Means that girls must understand that when they are being discriminated against, first to recognize the discrimination, secondly to recognize that it is wrong, and recognize that the unequal positions that girls and boys have in societies like ours and actually all across the world is not natural or God-given. It is human-made and it can be unmade. And then to imagine a future where everyone is equal and act towards it. For 1 year, I worked with them to develop this critical feminist pedagogy. I realized that unless they learn this, the other academic skills are not going to help them very much. They might achieve the learning outcome, but they will not achieve the desired life outcomes.
मेरा नाम आशी है। मैं प्रेरणा गर्ल्स स्कूल में पढ़ती हूँ, क्लास ए में हूँ। मुझे डांस करना बहुत पसंद है। मुझे एक डांसर बनना है।
Then we work with the parents to help them see this too and help them become allies of their daughters. And I am very happy to report that it's really worked very well. We started with 30 girls and now 22 years later, we have 1,200 girls, and we have to now stop taking them because we don't have the funding for them. But if we had more, we could take many more. Education is a very powerful, transformative force, socially and individually, but provided it's transformed.
आसमान की
then we realized that there are huge numbers of students that are not going to school at all, either because they're working or because parents just don't care. They're, they're engaged in daily labor, both parents working, barely able to make ends meet. And even though government education is free, and there are supposed to be schools very close to them, just not sending their children to school. So we thought that, all right, if these children can't come to school, then let's go to them. So here was education by the community, of the community and for the community. You take a space in the community which is given to us by the people of the community. Then you take a teacher from the community who's educated, unemployed, untrained, who then we train fully and enable with technology. And then, of course, it is for their children, right? What has happened over time is these Gyan Setu centers, because they're in the community and often in the open, they are full access to everyone in the community. So they've really become centers of service to the community in terms of, the mothers will come and then we have a counselor who goes, talks to them. And when they have problem, they can reach out to us, right? They've also looked for income generation activities, which we are trying to help them with. And many of them are illiterate. But what we've learned over time is that the adults there do not need any kind of literacy. They need a specific kind of literacy. They need to be financially literate. They need some health and hygiene literacy, and they need legal literacy, because they are totally unaware of all the laws that exist for their protection, especially women. So that's the model that Gyan Setu has taken. We started with just a few. It went up to over 100 during COVID, because children in any case couldn't reach school, but here the school was right in the heart of the community. And by using technology to power it, we are finding that we are able to keep the competency levels very high too, including the teachers' competency. We started early childhood program because many of them were coming with their baby siblings. So Gyan Setu also began with a limited goal, and now it has grown in its scope of work. And we're hoping we can take it to many more underserved areas. We are very grateful to have funders like Pebbles to Pearls. Of course, they support our work, and that's how we are able to do what we do. But even more importantly, they fully trust that we have the local knowledge. We know what works and what doesn't work. We are also culturally sensitive and responsive. And so they fully trust us to be able to do the work. And they are there to have our backs, to support it, to help us grow, to help us take our work to other areas that need it. And they are a very mature funder that understands this and then leave us free to what we do and stand there all ready to support us. So I cannot tell you how grateful I am for their support.